So can nearby fluorescent lights or a microwave oven really mess up my Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connections? Yes. It turns out that certain electrical devices can actually emit enough electromagnetic energy to disrupt wireless signals. In this video, we'll look at why some devices can cause these problems, how to spot the symptoms of wireless interference, and what you can do to stop it from happening. First, let's look at some facts about EMI, or electromagnetic interference. Older fluorescent lights, especially those with faulty ballasts, are a common household source of EMI. That's because the high-voltage electricity required to run the tubes creates a lot of radio frequency or RF noise that gets emitted into nearby wires and circuits. And guess what? The 2.4 gigahertz band that many of these lights happen to emit in is also used by Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So any nearby wireless signals can get swamped by all that RF chatter. Other common household appliances that can cause EMI include microwaves, cordless phones, baby monitors, Bluetooth headsets, and even some dimmer switches. You can even get EMI from outside your home from things like power lines, electrical motors, and large transformers. But hey, at least most modern homes have grounded electrical systems which help prevent dangerous electrical shocks. Unfortunately, though, these electrical grounds don't necessarily protect against EMI. You're most likely to experience EMI from devices that use electric motors like fans and fluorescent lights. If you've ever sat next to someone at an office job where the fluorescent lights were flickering, you might have noticed your laptop trackpad or keyboard suddenly deciding to stop working. Yep, those old-school office buildings often have bad EMI. Throughout their wiring and their wireless signals can definitely get messed with. But it's not just devices emitting electromagnetic waves at 2.4 gigahertz that can cause problems. It's also possible for a device to pick up and retransmit signals on other frequencies. USB 3.0 is a great example. But wait, there's more. Conducted EMI travels along power or signal lines into a device, while radiated EMI is emitted through the air. First, since so many devices use the 2.4 GHz ISM band, a good first step is to switch to a 5 GHz Wi-Fi network instead if your router supports it. If not, you can still try switching to the 5 GHz band by buying a new router. But keep in mind that although 5 GHz Wi-Fi generally suffers less from EMI, it has a shorter range and is more easily blocked by physical obstacles. If you're having issues with a wireless keyboard or mouse, for example, try plugging it in with a USB cable. Just make sure the shielding isn't damaged when you install them. You can also try using a wired Ethernet connection instead of Wi-Fi on your computer. You can also attach ferrite beads to cables that run near potential EMI sources like a monitor or computer. These small magnetic components clamp onto power or data cables to suppress high frequency EMI. Most wireless interference you experience at home will be radiated EMI from devices using 2.4 GHz. Don't put it near any USB 3.0 devices either, as they could interfere with 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi. These inline EMI filters suppress conducted EMI by safely diverting unwanted signals to ground. And if you have multiple wireless networks to choose from, see if one of them is less congested. There are two main types of EMI, conducted and radiated. Now that you know a little bit about EMI, let's talk about how to fix it. Our website to see how crowded the 2.4 and 5 GHz bands are in your area. For example, if you're having trouble with a wireless mouse or keyboard. If you're still having trouble, try turning devices off one at a time to isolate the interference source. Let us know in the comments if you've ever had to debug wireless interference in your home or office. Never place your router or USB receiver directly over or under the microwave. Like, dislike, check out some of our other videos. Comment with video suggestions down below. And don't forget to subscribe and follow, as it's likely to pick up a lot of EMI during and after operation. You should also consider replacing old fluorescent lights or appliances that might not have proper EMI shielding. Today's LED lighting is much better about staying out of the 2.4 GHz band than their fluorescent counterparts. Try moving it away from the router and any other potential EMI sources like a microwave or fluorescent light. Also, increase the distance between your router and any other potential EMI sources like a microwave or fluorescent light. With this info, you can choose a less congested channel on your router settings. You can also try changing the channel manually if your router allows it. You can also check out a Wi-Fi Analyzer app next. Try moving your router, wireless peripherals, and other devices further away from each other. And speaking of microwaves, another option is to replace your wireless peripherals with wired ones. But if you really want to reduce EMI on a cable run, you can get shielded USB and HDMI cables. But wait, there's more. Wherever you decide to put your router, make sure it's not sitting right up against a wall, microwave, or other potential EMI sources. Finally, you can install line filters on the power lines going to your problem devices. Hopefully now you know a little bit more about why your wireless gadgets sometimes act up. Thanks for watching TechnoWatch. This is your host, Malcolm Walker.